Dear students, in my last class, I discussed the integrated rate equation for first order reaction, integrated rate equation for zero order reaction. After that, half-life period. Half-life, how the half-life period varies for a zero order reaction and first order reaction. For zero order reaction, T half is equal to R naught by 2K. Here, what it shows, the T half is directly proportional to initial concentration for zero order reaction. And for first order reaction, T half is equal to T half is equal to 0.693 by K. This shows that half-life period for this first order reaction is independent of initial concentration. There is no concentration term in this expression. Therefore, it is independent. Okay. After that, here you are able to solve the problem. So, if you rate constant is given, you are able to calculate the half-life period. Half-life period is given, you are able to calculate the rate constant. Okay. So, and there I discussed the problem, the first order reaction. See, K is equal to 2.303 by T log of R naught divided by R. Here, R is the initial concentration. Sorry, R naught is the initial concentration. R is the concentration at time T. Okay. If you know these things, you know the time, you can calculate the rate constant. If you know the rate constant, you can calculate the time also. Okay. After that, we shall move to the. See, I discuss one more thing, the pseudo first order reaction. What is pseudo first order reaction? You can, by changing the experimental condition, you can alter the order of reaction. So, I discussed two examples. One is a acid hydrolysis of your ethyl acetate and inversion of cane sugar. So, in both the cases, the water is one of the reactant. Here, water is reactant as well as solvent. Therefore, you are taking the water in large excess. The, the change in molar concentration of water does not make any change in the rate of the reaction. Therefore, the second order reaction becomes first order. Actually, this is the acid hydrolysis of should be a second order. Should be acid hydrolysis of ethyl acetate. It should be actually second order, like order rate actually equal to K into molar concentration of ethyl acetate and water raised to 1. So, still it's a second order. You are converting into a first order. How do you do? By taking a water in a large excess. Then change in molar concentration of the water not makes any change in the rate of the reaction. Therefore, the water with respect to water become 0. Now it's a first order reaction. The second order reaction becomes converted into a first order reaction. So, yeah, where usually we are finding this type of reaction, the one of the reactant itself is a solvent. So, inversion of cane sugar. ಕೇನ್ ಶುಗರ್ ಅನ್ನು ನೀವು ನೀರಿನಲ್ಲಿಟ್ಟು ಹೈಡ್ರಾಲಿಸಿಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ. ಆವಾಗ ವಾಟರ್ ಸಾಲ್ವೆಂಟ್ ಹೌದು, ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಹೌದು, ವಾಟರ್ ಲಾರ್ಜ್ ಕ್ವಾಂಟಿಟಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಫರ್ದರ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಇನ್ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ವಾಟರ್ ಡಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಮೇಕ್ ಎನಿ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಇನ್ ದ rate of the reaction. Therefore, the higher order becomes first order. See here, you are able to give the example and you are able to define the what is pseudo first order reaction. Okay. Next is we shall move to the second factor. First factor is concentration factor. Already we have discussed how the concentration affects the rate of the reaction. So, what is your final conclusion? How the concentration affects the rate of the reaction is judged by only by rate equation, rate law. The rate law says how the concentration affects the rate of the reaction. Second one is, the second factor is temperature. Here, usually, all of you know that temperature, increase in temperature increases the rate of the reaction. You can say here how the temperature affects the rate of the reaction. Usually, increase in temperature increases the rate of the reaction. For example, suppose you take the decomposition of N2O5. At 50 degree, it takes a, it's end up in a half-life period. At 50 degree centigrade, half-life period is 10 minutes. At 25 degree, it's a about 5 hours at 25 degree. At 0 degree centigrade, it takes a 10 days half-life period. Same for same reactant into decomposition of N2O5. At higher degree, at 50 degree, it takes in 10 minutes, it's the half-life period. Half-life period is only at 10 minutes. And at 50 degree centigrade, at 25 degree centigrade, it takes a 5 the half-life period is 5 hours. At 0 degree centigrade, half-life is 10 days. That means the 10 days is required to reduce the concentration to half of its initial value at 0 degree centigrade. This shows that surely the temperature effect on the rate of the reaction. ಹೌದಲ್ವಾ ನಾವು ಫುಡ್ಡನ್ನು ರೆಫ್ರಿಜರೇಟರ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾಕೆ ಇಡ್ತೀವಿ ಫ್ರೀಸಿಂಗ್ ಯಾಕೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಟು ಡಿಕ್ರೀಸ್ ದ ರೇಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಓಕೆ ಹಿಯರ್ what is the experiment shows every 10 degree increase in temperature every 10 degree increase in temperature the rate constant of the reaction is double rate constant of the reaction is double. See what is the rate constant? You know rate is equal to k into a to the power of x and b to the power of y. This is the rate equation. Here, x and y shows how the rate is depends upon the concentration of the reactant. Then what is about the temperature? So here, the temperature is represent how the effect as temperature. Suppose change in temperature, the value of k changes. Equilibrium constant is changes. Thereby, rate of the reaction is changes. So, the K is constant only at particular temperature. If you change that K temperature, the K is changes. Okay. Here, if every 10 degree increase in temperature, the rate of the reaction is usually double. Rate constant of the reaction is usually doubles. Okay. Next, how do you explain this one? How do you explain the rate of the reaction effect of temperature? The first Van 't Hoff and Arrhenius explain this effect of temperature. Then Arrhenius given the equation also. So according to the Arrhenius equation, the effect of temperature is explained by Arrhenius and he has given the equation K is equal to AE raised to minus EA by RT. So this is called Arrhenius equation. This explains how the rate of the reaction is varies with the temperature. So here K is the rate constant and T is the temperature. So this is a relation between rate constant and temperature also. Here, what is this A? A is a Arrhenius factor. Arrhenius factor or frequency factor. Here, EA is activation energy in joules per mole. E is a activation energy. Energy means it is measured in the joules. And R is, you know, it's a gas constant. T is absolute temperature. K is a equilibrium constant. Sorry, rate constant. Here, according to Arrhenius, see what is activation energy we shall discuss now. So, according to Arrhenius, how the reaction takes place. So, I will give one example. The reaction between reaction between hydrogen and iodine. The hydrogen and iodine, see, collides to form a intermediate, and this is decomposed to give a HI. So, according to Arrhenius, how the reaction takes place? The collision between the reacting molecule. So, and it forms an intermediate, very short living intermediate. So, the intermediate, the finally decomposed to give a product. So, here to form this intermediate, the energy required to form this intermediate, or you can explain it by graph only. So, it's a y-axis is a potential energy. So, reaction coordinate. Here, this is the energy of the reactant, normal energy of the reactant, the energy of the product, energy of the reactant. This is called, see, activated complex. How the reacting molecule collide to give an intermediate. So, this intermediate is called activated complex. The energy required to form this activated complex is called activation energy. How the reaction takes place according to Arrhenius? The collision between the reacting molecule. After the collision, they form the intermediate. This is an intermediate. The intermediate has a higher energy. This intermediate, to form this intermediate, the energy required is called, this is the energy of the normal reacting molecule. In order to form the intermediate, the activated complex, it's called activated complex or intermediate. The energy required is called activation energy. After that, this is a very short living and it's decomposed to give the product. Energy is released. Energy of the system is not changes. Energy, whatever the energy it's absorbed, it emits. Okay. So this is called the potential energy barrier diagram or potential energy diagram barrier. So potential energy graph. So here, see, for last year you have studied in thermodynamics. This is the energy of the reactant. This is energy of the product. So energy of the reactant is less than the energy of the product is less than the energy of the reactant. It's a exothermic reaction. ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಹತ್ರ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಇದೆ, ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ಹತ್ರ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಎಕ್ಸೋಥರ್ಮಿಕ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್. ಇಂಥ ಗ್ರಾಫ್ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಹೀಗೆ ಬಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಯ್ತು, ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟಿಗೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟೆಂಟ್ಗೆ ಇತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ಅವಾಗ ಅದು ಎಂಡೋಥರ್ಮಿಕ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇಡದು ಫಾರ್ ಯುವರ್ ನಾಲೆಜ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಆಫ್ ದ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಮೇನ್ ನೇಮ್? Reacting molecule collide to form an activated complex. To form the activated complex, the energy required is called activation energy. Okay, this is the thing you have to remember here. Next, all the reacting molecules do not have the same kinetic energy. They have the different kinetic energy. The distribution of energy in the molecules can explain by Boltzmann and Maxwell. See the energy distribution. This is a fraction of molecule. Energy, kinetic energy. So what he is saying is, this shows, what is this shows? The distribution of energy, kinetic energy in a large number of molecules. So this is the most probable kinetic energy. This is the most probable kinetic energy. So on going the either right hand side or left side, the molecule having a fraction of the molecule having a most probable kinetic energy is decreases. ಈ ಕಡೆ ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಇದು higher energy and lower energy side. This is the large number fraction of the molecule having a this energy is highest molecule having this kinetic energy. Okay, if you move this side, the kinetic energy of the molecule is increases, but the fraction of the molecule having a kinetic energy is decreases. ಈ ಕಡೆ ಬಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿರೋ ಮೊಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ಗೆ ಹೈಯೆಸ್ಟ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಿರೋ ಮೊಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ಗೆ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಎನರ್ಜಿ. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ದ ದಿಸ್ ಶೋಸ್ ದ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಆಫ್ kinetic energy in a sample of gas. Okay, now see what I am going to say here, why the increase in temperature, 10 degree increase in temperature doubles the rate of the reaction. This we have to explain. So what actually happens? So here you have already studied how the reaction take place, the collision between the reacting molecule. But during that collision, the molecule must form the activated complex. In order to form the activated complex, they have the sufficient energy. It's called a kinetic energy. Sorry, activation energy. Now, what happens when 10 degree increase in temperature? Now you look at another graph. At T, at 2 graph, this is a fraction of a molecule. It's a kinetic energy. At T degree centigrade, this is a graph at T degree centigrade, already we drawn. At T degree centigrade or T Kelvin. See, after increase in 10 degree centigrade, what happens? This graph is moved towards a right hand side. This is a T plus 10 degree Kelvin. Now what happens when increasing in the temperature 10 degree, this graph moves towards right hand side. The most probable kinetic energy is most at right hand side. The area must be same. What is this area shows? The number of molecule, total number of molecule in the gaseous system. Here, on increase 10 degree increase in temperature, the curve moves towards the right hand side. What does that mean? This is at this point, what it shows, the molecule having a activation energy. By 10 degree increase in temperature, the extra additional molecule having a activation energy. This is a molecules having a activation energy. So this is activation energy. This line is activation. After that, after this line, these molecules having activation energy. 10 degree increase in temperature, the molecules having activation energy is doubles. This area, you look the area. This is the additional molecule having a activation energy at T plus 10 degree centigrade. This is the molecules having activation energy at T degree centigrade. Now, how the reaction take place? The collision of reacting molecule. But all the collision does not lead to the product. In order to form the product, the molecule must have the sufficient energy. This is called activation energy. These are the molecules having activation energy. So suppose these molecules are collides, then it leads to the product. By increasing the 10 degree centigrade, what we are seeing is the number of molecule having activation energy is doubles. Because of that, the rate of the reaction is doubles. This is an explanation how the temperature is affected. So I will repeat one more time. See what is actually, according to Arrhenius, what it says, how the reaction takes place? Collision between the reacting molecule. After the collision, what will give? It will give an intermediate. That intermediate is called activated complex. In order to form the activated complex, the molecule, reacting molecule must have a sufficient energy. So that energy is called activation energy. So by increasing the 10 degrees centigrade, the number of molecules having a activation energy is doubles. Because of that, the rate of the reaction is doubles. Actually, earlier they thought that the how the reaction takes place, collision between the reacting molecule. After that, how that by 10 degree increase in temperature, how rate should be increased? They thought that the collision is doubles, but actually collision is not doubles. What is doubles? The number of molecule having a activation energy is doubles. Because of activation energy is doubles, the rate of the reaction is also double. So what the Arrhenius explanation, and you look the now the equation you look here, Arrhenius equation. K is equal to A e raised to minus EA by RT. Taking the logarithm, what happens? Ln K is equal to ln A, ln of E is equal to 1, therefore minus EA by RT. So look this equation. What are the variables here? For given reaction, this is for given temperature, this is constant, activation energy is constant. Only variables are all K and T. Therefore, this is the equation of what? Y is equal to mx plus c. Y is equal to mx plus c. Therefore, what type of graph you are expecting here? So, ln k versus 1 by t. Ln k versus 1 by t. It should be negative slope. Negative slope. Slope is equal to what? Minus EA by R. Minus EA by R. Intercept is a ln A. Intercept is ln A. This is the second form of the Arrhenius equation. So you can take the logarithm, you can convert it into the log of base 10. Log of the base 10. So what happens? Log of 2.303 log of K is equal to 2.303 log A minus EA by RT. Dividing by 2.303, what you will get? Log K is equal to log A minus EA by 2.303 RT. Suppose you draw the log K versus 1 by T, log K versus 1 by T, log K versus 1 by T, then the slope is equal to EA minus EA by 2.30. Yeah. Okay, this is another the form of Arrhenius equation. So you can write one more form here. Suppose you at two different temperature, what happens? Log K1 is equal to log A is constant, EA by 2.303 RT1. What are the variables? K and T. At another temperature 2, log K2 is equal to log A minus EA by 2.303 RT2. So this minus this, second minus this, what you'll get? Log K2 minus K1 is equal to log of K2 by K1. Log K2 by K1 is equal to, and log A get cancelled. And what you have to take? Log K2 by K1 is equal to EA by 2.303 R you have to take as a common. What you'll get? This is minus this is become plus 1 by T1 minus 1 by T2. 1 by T1 minus 1 by T2. Finally, log of K2 by K1 is equal to EA by 2.303 R into T2 minus T1, T2 minus T1 divided by T1 T2. So all of you have to remember this equation. This is a third form of Arrhenius equation. What are the first form? First form is K is equal to AE raised to minus EA by RT. This is you have to remember. Second one is ln K is equal to second form is what? Ln K is equal to ln A minus EA by RT. The third form, log of K2 by K1 is equal to EA by 2.303 EA by 2.303 or T2 minus T1 divided by T1 T2. So all this equation you have to remember. Here, this what is the use of this one? Here you can calculate the activation energy. Suppose you know the rate constant at two different temperature, at T1 and T2, K2 and K1. So R is a gas constant. Only you have to know the rate constant at two different temperature. You can calculate the your activation energy. To determine the activation energy, this third equation is used. Okay. So problem usually the already I told in chemical kinetics you have a one problem, the two mass problem. So the most probable area in last previous exam, the problem used to ask in a half-life period equation or this equation. This equation is most probable, but so I don't know whether this equation is there or not. Clearly they are not given in a deleted syllabus. So if it is there, you have to remember. If it is not there, you can forget it. Okay. So ನೀವು ಹೊಸ ಸಿಲೆಬಸ್ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸಿಲೆಬಸ್ನಲ್ಲಿ 30% ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಒಂದು ಪಾರ್ಟ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಅದನ್ನು ಇಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಡಿಲೀಟೆಡ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ನಲ್ಲೂ ತೋರಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ. therefore little bit confusion is there. ಇದು ಇತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ಯು ಹೌ ಟು ರಿಮೆಂಬರ್, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಕೇಳೋದು 99% ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಕೇಳ್ತಿದ್ರು. ಬಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಓಕೆ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಫರ್ಗೆಟ್. ಸೊ ಏನಿದು, ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಅರೇನಿಯಸ್ ಇಕ್ವೇಶನ್. ಫೈನಲಿ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಯುವರ್ ಕನ್ಕ್ಲೂಷನ್? ಯಾಕೆ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ರೇಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಅಂತ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತು ಏನು. According to Arrhenius, I will repeat one more time. According to Arrhenius, how the reaction take place? The collision between the reacting molecule. Once the reacting molecule are collide, they form the activated complex. But all collision does not lead to the activated complex. ಎಲ್ಲ ಮೊಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲು ಬಡ್ಕೊಂಡಾಗ ಆಕ್ಟಿವೇಟೆಡ್ ಕಾಂಪ್ಲೆಕ್ಸ್ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಆ ಮೊಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲಿಗೆ ಏನಿರಬೇಕು? ಸಫಿಷಿಯಂಟ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಇಲ್ಲಿರೋ ಇಷ್ಟು ಕೈನೆಟಿಕ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಇರುವಂಥ ಮೊಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ಗಳು ಬಡ್ಕೊಂಡಾಗ ಮಾತ್ರ ದ ಆಕ್ಟಿವೇಟೆಡ್ ಕಾಂಪ್ಲೆಕ್ಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಆಕ್ಟಿವೇಟೆಡ್ ಕಾಂಪ್ಲೆಕ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. So how the reaction take place? Collision between the reacting molecule, but all the collision does not lead to the product. According to this Boltzmann and Maxwell, why the reaction increases or doubles and a 10-degree increase in temperature, the number of molecule having a activation energy is increases by increasing the temperature. Because of that, the rate of the reaction is increases. In Arrhenius equation, so what is this shows? In Arrhenius equation, you know that Arrhenius equation, this e raised to minus EA by RT. This shows actually the fraction of the molecule. This shows it the fraction of the molecule. This A actually indicates the collision frequency. Collision frequency you are going to study in later. See, actually A is a number of collision, and this shows the fraction of the molecule having activation energy. So anyway, see, by knowing the in Arrhenius equation, how to know all three forms. One is a K is equal to A e raised to minus EA by RT. The second form is ln K is equal to ln A minus EA by RT. The third form is log of K2 by K1 is equal to EA by 2.303 R into T2 minus T1 divided by T1 T2. So this form is important because of you can calculate the activation energy. Okay, so I think this is sufficient for you. So why the rate of the reaction is increases? The molecule having a activation energy. So ಈ collision ಆಯ್ತು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಆಕ್ಟಿವೇಟೆಡ್ ಕಾಂಪ್ಲೆಕ್ಸ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು. ಆಕ್ಟಿವೇಟೆಡ್ ಕಾಂಪ್ಲೆಕ್ಸ್ ಆಗಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಮೊಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ಗೆ ಸಫಿಷಿಯಂಟ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಆ ಎನರ್ಜಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಏನಂತೀವಿ? ದ activation energy. So here this is the distribution of energy between the two different temperatures. The distribution of energy. This is what the most probable the kinetic energy. Suppose you increases the temperature, the graph is moved towards the left hand side. The most probable velocity is moves to the right hand side. So here this is a maximum. This area is same in both the curve. Area is same, but in second the at higher increase in temperature, the curve is moved to the right hand side. Okay, I think this is sufficient. This is the how temperature affect on the rate of the reaction. Next is last one is catalyst. Effect of catalyst. So you know what is catalyst? Catalyst alters the rate of the reaction without undergoing any chemical change at the end of the reaction. So you have studied in the surface chemistry chapter. So catalyst increases the rate of the reaction. If anything which decreases the rate of the reaction are called inhibitors. The catalyst increases the rate of the reaction. How the catalyst increases the rate of the reaction? So ಯಾವ ಹ್ಯಾಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ actually this is explained by activated complex theory. According to this theory, the catalyst makes a temporary bond with the reactant. A plus B is a reactant, C is a catalyst. It forms a temporary bond with the reactant, and finally we decompose to give a product and catalyst. This is called activated complex theory. So the very short living the complex intermediate. The intermediate has a temporary, the catalyst has an intermediate temporary bond with the reactant, and finally it gives breakups to give a product. So here, how do you explain the effect of catalyst? According to this theory, the reaction, you know how the potential energy diagram you have drawn. The potential energy and reaction coordinate. Here, in the presence of, in the absence of catalyst, you have the reaction is like this. Okay. This is an activated complex. This is called, the site is called, what is the site is called? Activation energy. What is actually activation energy? The energy difference between the normal reacting molecule and activated complex. It's called activated complex. In the presence of catalyst, suppose you use the catalyst in the reaction, what happens? Which follows the alternative path, which has a lower activation energy. So here energy of the reactant and product are same, but the reaction goes with the alternative path where the activation energy get lowered. So this is the, what the site is called? So this is EA dash. EA dash is the activation energy in a presence of catalyst. EA is, what is EA? Activation energy in the absence of catalyst. This is a reaction coordinate, it's a potential energy. So all of you have to remember this graph, because in the most of the case, most of the exam, this question is graph is asked. So draw the, show that by graph show that how the rate of the reaction is increases within the presence of catalyst. So here, what actually happens in the presence of catalyst? In the presence of catalyst, the reaction which is moves in a alternative path where the activation energy get decreases. ನೀವು ಗುಡ್ಡ ಹತ್ತಿರ್ತೀರಿ, ದೊಡ್ಡ ಗುಡ್ಡ ಆದರೆ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಇದ್ದವ್ರು ಮಾತ್ರ ಹತ್ಬೋದು. ಗುಡ್ಡದ ಹೈಟ್ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಬಂದರೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಮಂದಿ ಹತ್ತುತ್ತಾ ಬರ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ಸಿಮಿಲರ್ಲಿ ಇದು ಹಾಗೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇಷ್ಟೇ ಹತ್ರ ಹೇಳಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಕೆಲವೇ ಮೊಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲಿಗೆ ಅಷ್ಟು ಎನರ್ಜಿದು ಮಾತ್ರ ದೇ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ದ ಆಕ್ಟಿವೇಟೆಡ್ ಕಾಂಪ್ಲೆಕ್ಸ್. But in the presence of catalyst, the molecule goes with a alternative path where the activation energy of the reaction is decreases and the rate of the reaction is increases. The more number of molecule can form this activated complex, and therefore the rate of the reaction is increases. This is what the effect of catalyst. Anyway, suppose graph is asked. Now, the first thing you have to, in a graph, first thing you have to, always any graph is asked, you have to define what is y-axis and what is x-axis. Some are drawing like this. Is it any meaning? So, no. This graph has no meaning. It's just a lines. Unless you explain what is y-axis and what is x-axis, what is this height, what is this height. But actually, remember, what is this activation energy? Many students are showing the activation energy from this height or this height, yeah, any height. So actually, what is actually the activation energy? It's the energy difference between the energy of the reacting molecule and activated complex. You have to show the graph clearly like this. This is activation energy. This is an activation energy in the presence of catalyst. ಸೊ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಏನು ಗೊತ್ತಿರಬೇಕು, ಕೆಲವು ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಹೋಗೇ ಮುಟ್ಟಿರುವುದಿಲ್ಲ, ಕಿವಿಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟುದಿಲ್ಲ. ಎಷ್ಟು ಸರಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ನೋಡಿ, ಆಕ್ಟಿವೇಶನ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿಯ ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಎಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ತೋರಿಸ್ತೀರಿ? ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಆಫ್ ದ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ ಆಕ್ಟಿವೇಟೆಡ್ ಕಾಂಪ್ಲೆಕ್ಸ್, ಅದರ ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಆಕ್ಟಿವೇಶನ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಶೋ. ಕೆಲವರು ಈ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ನಿಂದ ತಗೊಬರ್ತಾರೆ, ಕೆಲವರು ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಲೈನ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ತಗೊಬರ್ತಾರೆ, ಕೆಲವರು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪೂರ್ತಿ ಕೆಳಗೆ ತಗೊಬಂದಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ನೋ, ಯು ಶುಡ್ ನಾಟ್ ಡೂ ಲೈಕ್ ದಟ್. ಆ ರೀತಿ ಮಾಡೋ ತಪ್ಪು. ಎಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಬರಬೇಕು? ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಹಾಗೇನಾದ್ರು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ 2 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ ಗ್ರಾಫಿಗೆ, ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಲೂಸ್ ದ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಈ ಹೈಟ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು, ಈ ಹೈಟ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಬರೀಬೇಕು. ಎಲ್ಲ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಆಗಿ ಬರೆದಾಗ ಮಾತ್ರ ಗ್ರಾಫ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಅ ಮೀನಿಂಗ್. ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದಿಸ್ ಒನ್? ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ವಿತ್ ಕ್ಯಾಟಲಿಸ್ಟ್. ವಿದೌಟ್ ವಿತ್ ಕ್ಯಾಟಲಿಸ್ಟ್, the activation energy in the absence of catalyst, activation energy in the presence of catalyst. Okay, so how the rate of the, why the rate of the reaction is increases? Because catalyst decreases the, it takes the alternative path where the activation energy is decreasing. Okay, so what is the nature of the catalyst? So it's a small amount of catalyst sufficient to start the reaction. Catalyst is not catalyzes the non-spontaneous reaction. ಒಂದು ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಗೋದೇ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಕ್ಯಾಟಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗುದಿಲ್ಲ. ಒಂದು ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ದಟ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಇಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾಟಲಿಸ್ಟ್. ದ ಥರ್ಡ್ ಒನ್ ಇಸ್ ಇಟ್ ನಾಟ್ ಚೇಂಜಸ್ ದಿ ಡೆಲ್ಟಾ ಜಿ. ಡೆಲ್ಟಾ ಜಿ ಆಫ್ ದ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಇಸ್ ರಿಮೇನ್ ಸೇಮ್. One more is it does not affect on the equilibrium constant. You know what is equilibrium? So this is not, you look this. This is the activation energy for the forward reaction. This is the activation energy for the backward reaction. This activation energy for the forward reaction. Here, if exothermic reaction ಅನ್ನು ನೀವು ಬರ್ದಿರಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, energy of the product is less than the energy of the reaction. Activation energy for the forward and backward reaction is higher than the forward reaction. So here, ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಹೈಟ್ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಯ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ ಡಿಕ್ರೀಸಸ್ ದ ಆಕ್ಟಿವೇಶನ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಇನ್ ಬೋತ್ ದ ಸೈಡ್. ಫಾರ್ವರ್ಡ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ, ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ವರ್ಡ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. Therefore, it does not change in the position of the equilibrium. N2 plus 3H2 giving rise to 2NH3. This reaction you have studied, the manufacture of ammonia. By using the catalyst, it does not change the equilibrium. What is the equilibrium constant here? Kc is equal to molar concentration of NH3 raised to 2, molar concentration of H2 raised to 3. This is a Kc. Equilibrium constant ನೋಡಿ, ಯಾವಾಗ equilibrium constant ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಇದ್ರ ಮೋಲಾರ್ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆದವಾಗ. ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಅಮೋನಿಯಾ ಆಯ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ಅವಾಗ ಫಾರ್ವರ್ಡ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ಗೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಫೇವರ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇಲ್ಲ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ವರ್ಡ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಫೇವರ್ ಆಯ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ಇದು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಆವಾಗ equilibrium ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಅಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಬಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾಟಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ಇರಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಉಳಿದು ಇದ್ರ ರೇಷಿಯೋ ಸೇಮ್. ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ, ಇಟ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸಸ್ ದಿ ರೇಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಫಾರ್ವರ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ವೆಲ್ ಆಸ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ವರ್ಡ್, ದೇರ್ ಬೈ it attains the equilibrium in a faster way. Okay, these are the some properties of the catalyst. Anyway, this is, yeah, those who are going for the ಕಾಂಪಿಟೇಟಿವ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ದಿಸ್ ನಾಲೆಜ್ ಇಸ್ ನೀಡೆಡ್. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಂತೂ ನಮಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಕೈನೆಟಿಕ್ಸ್ದಲ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ. ವಿ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಕೈನೆಟಿಕ್ಸ್ದಲ್ಲಿ ನಮಗೇನು, ಹೌ ದ ಕ್ಯಾಟಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ಅಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆನ್ ದ ರೇಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್. ಸೊ ದ ಗ್ರಾಫ್ ಇಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ದ ಬೋರ್ಡ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್. ಸೊ ದ ಗ್ರಾಫ್ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್, ಗ್ರಾಫ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೇನು ಇರಬೇಕು, ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವೈ ಕೋಆರ್ಡಿನೇಟ್, what is x-axis, and two graph with a one shows the reaction without activation energy of the reaction without with catalyst, activation energy of the reaction without catalyst. So clearly how to write. So what is the activation energy? It's the energy difference between the reacting molecule and energy of the activated complex. Okay, this height you have to clearly you have to show, and you have to, after that you have to write it also. Okay, so last you have one more theory is there, that is your collision theory. Sorry, collision theory. A collision theory is deleted for this year. Therefore, I am not going to discuss that one. So this is a chemical kinetics. I think this is a very easy chapter. So first of all, you are able to write the rate of the reaction. Rate of the reaction. So rate of the reaction for stoichiometric coefficient are different and stoichiometric coefficient are equal. So I will repeat one more time. It will take the 5 minutes. H2 plus Cl2 giving rise to, sorry, Hg plus Cl2 giving rise to HgCl2. I have discussed here all the stoichiometric coefficient of all the reactant and product are same. Then rate you can write in any form. Rate is equal to minus delta Hg by delta T, like that you have to write, or plus delta HgCl2 by delta T. All are same, all have the same rate. After that, I discussed the stoichiometric coefficient of this different. There I discussed the two examples. Okay, so one is 2HI giving rise to H2 plus I2. This example I discussed here. Rate is equal to, see, in this case, if stoichiometric coefficient are different, then you have to, what you have to do? Rate is equal to, you have to divide the stoichiometric coefficient. Delta HI rate, delta T. Here, rate of disappearance of HI is double the rate of appearance of H2, or rate of appearance of H2 is half of the rate of disappearance of HI. So that thing you have to remember. So one the rate idರಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟರೆ, so HI ದಲ್ಲಿ ರೇಟ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟರೆ H2 ರೇಟ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ, ಹಾಫ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ. H2 ರೇಟ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟರೆ HI ರೇಟ್ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನು ಡಬಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. So ಇಷ್ಟು, after that we have discussed the factor affecting the rate. Say this you have to remember, 3 factors. One of the exam they ask, what are the factors? Temperature, concentration, catalyst. 3 factors. After that, the effect of concentration. How the concentration affect on the rate of the reaction. There we have discussed the rate law. How do you write the rate law? Everybody have be able to write the rate law. Rate law in a differential form and simple form. So in general, how do you write? Minus dr by dt is equal to k into r to the power of n. So this you have to know. And if there is, so for reaction A and B giving rise to product, if A is doubled, the rate is doubled. If B is doubled, the rate is increases to 4 times. Write the rate law. A is doubled, 2 to the power of x is doubled, rate is doubled, therefore x is equal to 1. If B is doubled, 2 to the power of y is equal to, rate of the reaction is double, therefore y is equal to 2. If the rate is not changes, then y is equal to 0. Like that, you are able to write the rate law. Minus dr by dt into k into a to the power of what? B to the power of this. So ಇಷ್ಟನ್ನ ಬರಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬರಬೇಕು. ಅದಾದ ಮೇಲೆ one more thing, what is water? Water ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? ಅದಾದ ಮೇಲೆ molecularity ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? Difference between the molecularity and water. So Yeah, after that, the most important is the this rate equation you have to integrate. Integrated rate equation. Suppose n is equal to 0 itandre, zero order reaction. N is equal to 1 itandre, it's a first order reaction. You have to integrate. So for first order reaction, integrated rate, zero order integrated rate equation equal to the R naught, K is equal to R naught minus R divided by T. For first order, K is equal to 2.303 by T log of R naught by R. R naught is the initial concentration, R is the concentration at time t. The both the equation you are able to derive it. After that, I discussed the what is half-life period. Half-life period adrenu. Half-life period for the zero order reaction is directly proportional to initial concentration. Half-life period for the first order reaction is independent of initial concentration. Pseudo first order reaction I discussed there. After that, the second one is the effect of temperature, Arrhenius equation, and effect of catalyst. So these things. So I think here the one problem, 2 marks problem will definitely there, and one 3 marks derivation is there, and 1 marks one question and 2 marks one question. Last, usually this is the pattern uh, in the in previous years. Okay, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬರಬೇಕು, ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ದಿಸ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಡೂ ಇಟ್. ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಮೆನಿ ಆಫ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ ಸೇ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವಿಂಗ್ ಹೌ ಮೆನಿ ಆಫ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ವಾಚಿಂಗ್ ದ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್, ಹೌ ಮಚ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ವಾಚಿಂಗ್ ದ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್. ಸೊ ಮೆನಿ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ವಾಚಿಂಗ್. ನಿಮ್ಗೇನಾದ್ರು ಬೇರೆದೇನಾದ್ರು ಸೋರ್ಸ್ ಇತ್ತಂದರೆ ನೋಡಿ, ನಮಗಿಂತ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಸೋರ್ಸು, ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಪಾಠ ಮಾಡೋರಿದ್ರೆ ನೋಡಿ. ಬಟ್ ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ಮಂದಿ ನೋಡೋದೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ನೋಡಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಈಸಿ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿದೆ, ಕೈನೆಟಿಕ್ಸ್ದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿದೆ ನೋಡಿ. ಇದನ್ನು ಇಂಟಿಗ್ರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಇಂಟಿಗ್ರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಕಲ್ತಿದ್ರೆ ಸಾಕು, 3 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ಇಂಟಿಗ್ರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಕಲ್ತಿದ್ರೆ ಸಾಕು. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಎ ವೆರಿ ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಇಕ್ವೇಶನ್. ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ದಟ್ ದ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್, ದ ಹಾಫ್ ಲೈಫ್ ಪೀರಿಯಡ್ನ ಮೇಲೆ ಅಥವಾ ರೇನಿಯಸ್ ಇಕ್ವೇಶನ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಬರ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ 2 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಬಂತು. ಮತ್ತೆ ಏನಿದೆ, ಸುಡೋ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಆರ್ಡರ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಇದೆ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಹಾಫ್ ಲೈಫ್ ಪೀರಿಯಡ್ನ ಮೇಲೆ ಅಂತ 1, 2, 3, ಅಥವಾ ರೇಟ್ ಇಕ್ವೇಶನ್ ಬರೆಯೋದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ. ಸೊ ಅಥವಾ ಗ್ರಾಫ್, catalyst graph usually they are asked. So these are the question may be come in your board exam, and for competitive exam you ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಇನ್ನೂ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಓದಬೇಕು. Okay, anyway, this completes your kinetics. So 3 more chapters is left, I think, in your syllabus. One is D and F log and coordination chemistry and biomolecule. That we shall discuss in our next class. Thank you.